guys? It's Sebastian Milo with the Boxing Mob for Fight Hub TV, and I'm here with, obviously, Roberto Diaz. You know who he is, the legend himself. Roberto, talk to me. We're here, Fight Week, New York, Lamont Roach, Tank Davis. Talk to me about this experience and being in Lamont's corner, obviously.
Well, thanks for having me, Sebastian. It's a pleasure. Look, a couple days away. It seemed like it wasn't going to get here. There was ups and downs, cancellations. Is it really going to happen? Is Tank ready? Is he going to go on with the fight? Well, now we're 2 days away. I'm really excited. And the reason is Lamont deserves it. I know a lot has been said. Fans are not as happy. The media is not as happy. But I will tell you this, and it's not promoting the event. I'm not part of the promotion. But I know what he has. I know what he's bringing. I know what he's missing. And he's put in all the work, the talent's there. I've known him since his pro debut. He just had never had this opportunity. And, you know, it hadn't arrived yet because he was given the opportunity for the world title. I saw what happened in the first one, how much it bothered him, how much he learned, the experience that it gave him. But now he's on the biggest stage of his life, and it's the perfect time. His age, his talent, his maturity, his experience is there. He knows what it feels like to lose. He knows what it feels like to win, and he knows how it could change his life. Something that's very telling to me is Tank knows. The fans might not know because they don't know yet too much of him, which I don't. Look, watch the fight, tune in. That's how you're gonna find out how good he is. But Tank knows, and the reason I see it very well is he brought in not only one, but two of the best trainers in boxing because he knows what he has in front of him. Obviously, there's a history. He knows it's not a walk in the park. That talk about he's fighting another little guy. Tank was 133 in his last fight. Lamont's fought higher than 135. So Saturday night, they don't want to miss it. Look, I can guarantee this. The fans will walk out happy. The fans that tune in will walk out happy because it is a fight. There is a dog in him, and it's ready to be unleashed on Saturday.
No, 100%, and you're totally correct. Obviously, a lot of the boxing aficionados know who Lamont Roach is. Maybe the casuals may not, but after Saturday, regardless of the result, people will show, and people will know the dog that he has because he always puts on a show, without a doubt. But why, in your opinion, is Lamont Roach, from a tangible perspective, the guy to put a 1 in the category of changing a 0 to the first loss in Gervonta's career?
Absolutely, and here's why. Most of Tank's a hell of a fighter. To me, I became a Tank fan right before the Martin fight. I saw a different Tank, a mature Tank, a promoter, having fun. He's very dangerous and deserves that top pound for pound rating. However, a lot of his opponents, like a lot of Mike Tyson's opponents, were already defeated walking into that ring. They feared the punch. They see the record. You look at his record and people say, oh, he's a boxer, counter puncher. No, he likes to dance. He likes to tangle. He likes to go inside the pocket and trade. He's had opponents, and I matched them with opponents that would give him rounds. Rene Alvarado, who gave everybody hell, he outclassed them, won every round. So he had opponents that would give him that ring experience. Now, a lot of times they're intimidated because of the punch. He's felt the punch. Yeah. Not only since they were little, that was too long ago, but they've sparred as well years later. So going in there, knowing that Tank could punch, but not fearful of, oh my God, how hard does he hit? He knows, he's prepared. And on the other side, I know he knows and he's prepared. So I think at the end of the day, we're gonna get a fucking fight. Oh, excuse my language, but we are gonna get that on Saturday. And look, at the end of the day, the job's been done on our part. Now it's his part, but he knows how it changes his life. And that's what he wants. He wants to show the world, I'm not here for a payday. I'm not here. He could have had the other route and fought his mandatory, which the money was very similar, but he wouldn't have gotten the credit. He wouldn't have been catapulted to pound for pound. Saturday night, he gets that position with a win of one of the top fighters in boxing.
No, a win over, obviously, Gervonta does that for you. It puts you pound for pound. Now, obviously, this game is very mental. And I was telling Lamont and Lamont's father, I've not seen, and this is me personally saying it, I've not seen a fighter, an opponent Tank with the level of confidence that Lamont has, right? Being that this is such a mental game, I wanted to get your thoughts from, a matchmaking perspective, even if you didn't have the play in this one, just a matchmaking perspective of Tank saying, him wanting to retire and be mentally, correct himself mentally in that sense. Is that a cause for concern? And do you see, if Lamont does beat Tank, do you see it as an excuse that fans will give towards him?
It's sad in the moment that it was said, because you're exactly right. Lamont wins on Saturday night, the fans are going to say, oh, but Tank was checking out. They won't give him his just. However, I see Tank, that he trained very well, bring in two of the best coaches, but not only that, very different towards his opponent. There's respect. There's respect. And that should tell the fans how well Tank is prepared. He knows what's in front of him. But to answer the question, that's the perfect moment on our side. And I would feel, even being out of it, that if I'm hearing that, that's always a sign of, okay, he's already checking out. Now, whether it's trying to draw like a false sense of confidence, or I'm gonna retire so the fans could come out and see me for that last time, I'm promoting it that way. Yesterday, a couple days ago, I heard he's saying I'd like to do 3 fights this year. So it's what today I feel this way, tomorrow I feel that way. Regardless, he knows he has and prepared for the best Tank out there. I just know we're gonna get a hell of a fight Saturday night. Whoever wins, the fans will win.
No, 100%. You make a good point. I mean, it's psychological warfare too. Like you mentioned with the Tyson things, people were defeated before they even got into the ring. And to your point, who knows? Maybe he is playing that game. But to your point, obviously there's 2 men in the ring, and we're gonna find out Saturday night. I want to get your thoughts a little bit in advance past this fight on Canelo Crawford from a matchmaker's perspective. If you were in Crawford's corner, would you have advised this fight for him to take this, even though he's stepping up 14 more pounds on top of where he last was?
Yes. Yes. Great question. I would. If I'm in Crawford's corner, I say yes, absolutely. There's no bigger mountain to achieve for legacy. Again, it's very similar to this fight. The pressure is more on Tank. He's supposed to win. Same thing with Canelo. The experts are going to say out of 20, 19 are going to pick Canelo. So there's nothing to lose. And if you win, that's huge. Now, Canelo's not physically that big guy. He's been at the weight. But if I think, had they been at the weight around the same time, I think Crawford's actually the bigger guy, longer reach. So you got to take these chances. You want to be one of those greats remembered in history. This is what it's all about. This is when you lace up the gloves as a little kid and you're not thinking about money. These are the opportunities you got to take. Boxing's about opportunities. Again, all pressure's more on Canelo. If I'm on the Canelo side, I don't know if I like that fight, because you're damn if you do and you're damn if you don't. If you win, you knock him out, or you win, you're supposed to, because of the little guy. You won't get the credit. But he's very dangerous. I told Crawford years ago, and I sustained it, because I tried to compare fighters of today with some of the fighters from the past. To me, Crawford is a modern day Marvin Hagler. He's a guy that could switch. He's a guy that's not so talkative or maybe so open to the fans or anything.
And the elite IQ.
But in an IQ, but also almost like a chip on the shoulder. Like, I'm not getting my just due. I got to go get it. And he reminds me, he's that good of today. He's one of the only fighters of today that I would match up with some of the greats from yesterday and still go with Crawford. So it's going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a hell of an event. The questions are going to be, can he take that punch? Because obviously Canelo has power, but I think his IQ will give him trouble. I mean, we've seen Canelo with Amir Khan for the first 5 rounds until he caught him, right? So can he sustain it? Can he go the 12 rounds without getting caught? That's what we're going to see.
Big question. Final one for me. Obviously, we have this big fight this weekend. Canelo Crawford. A lot of great fights already this year. But from a match perspective, a fan perspective, politics aside, if you could matchmake a fight this year, the fantasy fight that you have in your mind of active fighters, what fight would you like to see this year?
That's a good one. I'd love to see another, and I said it before the fight, I'd love to see another Bivol Beterbiev. But you know what? And I've heard that might be in order already. Bivol against Benavidez would be a hell of a fight. And I think if we do get that, I still rather see that third one first, finish that stamper. But Bivol against Benavidez would be a hell of a fight.
Amazing. Well, we appreciate the time, Roberto.
Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.